Ms. Schwalenberg?
Miigwech. My name is Giwias. I am a proud member of the Lacta Flammable Band of Lake Superior Chippewa Indians, but I am equally proud to say that I have served as the Executive Director of the Chugach Regional Resources Commission. Will be 25 years in July. So you got a ways to go. First of all, I'd like to thank the committee for their continued support of our program. The $410,000 in base funding that you provide, we've always been able to leverage that to keep our organization running. We have the Alutiiq Pride Shellfish Hatchery, which I've spoken of before. It's the only shellfish hatchery in the state, and we work with our communities to restore shellfish populations. But our latest initiative has been to establish an ocean acidification lab, and so we have one of the only 4 or 5 berculators in the world in our lab, and we've gotten blue ribbon certification, so we can read real-time water samples up to 4 decimal points. And so we not only test the waters in our communities, and we are finding that there are higher levels around the communities or in different areas in the Chugach region, but other areas of the state have contracted with us to have their waters tested as well. Kotzebue, Nome, up on the North Slope, and in St. George. So a lot of tribes are interested in what's going on in the waters out there, particularly as it affects the shellfish and the salmon. The other project, one of the other projects I want to share with you is the Alaska Migratory Bird Co-Management Council. This is a body that was established as a result of the amendment to the Migratory Bird Treaty Act, allowing for us to spring and summer subsistence harvest of migratory birds. So this is a unique organization in that every regulation that's passed by the council has 3 votes, 1 federal vote, 1 state vote, and 1 tribal vote. And the regulations do not go forward unless that is the method. We were affected by the shutdown in this program in that our regulations were not published in time for the spring-summer season, which starts in April. So we are having to revert back to the 2018 regulations, but the regions that did submit regulatory proposals that were passed by the Service Regulations Committee cannot harvest the foods that they had planned on because of the changing seasons. The birds are coming earlier in some areas, they're staying later in other areas, and so we're trying to adjust our regulations to address the changing migratory patterns and timing. And we have to wait another year now because those regulations were not published. And as well as the cooperative agreements with the tribes that are participants of the council, they were unable to get their funding in place, and so we just got ours like 3 weeks ago. So it's not a good thing, but we do support the advanced appropriations efforts that are going on in Congress right now. So. I also wanted to talk about our program requests. So we are requesting $100,000 addition to our small $410,000 budget, and that will be focused on our hatchery, mostly on our hatchery efforts. We get $60,000 from the BIA for the hatchery, and the rest is dependent on our ability to raise funds either through grant writing or contracts. And so we would really like to bump that up a little bit. And we haven't had an increase in our funding for about 20 years. And so with the changing climate and the increasing projects that we have, it's just getting harder and harder to do with the money that we have. Back to the Alaska Migratory Bird Co-Management Council, we're asking for $1 million in funding for that program. Currently, the Fish and Wildlife Service supports the program, and it started at $1 million in 2003. And now it's about $700,000. And unfortunately, the members of the council are not privy to the meetings where these budget discussions or decisions are made because we're not federal employees. And so our money is cobbled together from refuges, from migratory birds, and from other areas, I think external affairs or something. And so we never know how much money we're going to have to operate until just a few months before the funding comes in. And that, again, the regional management bodies, which are the 10 Native corporations that are members of the Native Caucus, they're grossly underfunded, have never had an increase in 20 years. And for an example, the Tanana Chiefs region, which is where Chairwoman Pitka is from, they get like maybe $30-some thousand to work with 52 tribes, and they're supposed to hold 2 meetings a year for the region and then attend 2 statewide meetings, and it's just not enough money at all. So, I'm stopping. Okay, so I think that was all I wanted to talk about, and we also provide education and training. We partner with Alaska Pacific University and the University of Alaska, and we also do some cross-cultural training with federal employees in the Department of Interior agencies. So thank you very much for your time.